So these university protests, they're massive in the US. I know you have some experience in universities over there. The big issue seems to be universities are used to protests and pretty tolerant of university populations protesting, but a lot of this is coming from, and where it's ramping up, people not even going to the university.
Yeah, so Tom, this is a sort of a structural issue for universities. They're physically open places in the main. Columbia University in New York being a little unusual, an urban campus that's actually easier to lock down and to keep non-students away from camps. You can check for IDs at the door, as it were. It looks like analysis of the arrests at Columbia suggested about 29% of those arrested were not students. And this is where life gets hard for university administrators. You've got these open physical spaces that, and it's one thing to police your students and impose sanctions on them through academic processes and whatnot. University administrators have very little degrees of freedom when it comes to outsiders, non-students coming onto campus and looking to make trouble. And as I said, 29% of those arrested at Columbia the other night appear to be not from the university community. And I suspect that number is higher at other campuses where they are even more
Right.
open physically, and it's easier for non-students to get onto campus and engage in protest.
We've seen, look, how the pictures now, how violent they're getting as well. For Joe Biden, it's a tricky line he's got to walk on this, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. And so the issue here, of course, Biden's needs the youth vote, quote unquote, that traditionally leans Democratic and I think otherwise would be highly disinclined to vote for Trump. Biden, of course, has to condemn the violence and has to, I think, as is consistent with US policy, stand with Israel. But he's on very shaky ground, given how widespread these protests are and how they are clearly animating. So many young people feel outraged by what's been happening on the ground in Gaza.
Yeah.
So right now, a lot of the criticism, a lot of the calls for calm, that's about as specific as Biden has been getting. It's been up to third parties and surrogates to really, I think, prosecute the sort of more nuanced elements of this debate, keeping Biden well away from trotting on any landmines here. It's a very vexed issue for him with respect to the constituency he's trying to build for the general election in November, Tom.
Just seems closer, doesn't it? I guess it gets closer every week when we talk. Simon, talk next week.
Every Friday.